There we go.
Call a meeting to order and welcome our guest.
Well, we've got some folks online.
The pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we've got,
Doing that every day at school.
got, this is being recorded and all that. It's all set up.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Okay. Howdy. Oh,
So,
so what do we have here, Mr. Chair?
We have, according to our assessing agent, does he read all that?
I think he just usually reads, the
The
name
names.
and then the recommendation.
For map 51, lot 89, Carolyn Allen, the abatement requested is $119,400. And Donna recommends $72,000 abatement. On map 15, lot 29, Ray Clothier, I request an abatement of $100,000, and Donna recommends that we deny it. On map 30, lot 46, Kelly Webb requested an abatement of $100,000, and Donna recommends an abatement of $500. On map 34, lot 8, BMS Real Estate LLC, Donna recommends we supplement the bill for $9,159.90. And on map 11, lot 2, Barbara Granville requests an abatement of $100,000. And Donna recommends we deny the abatement.
So I'm going to recuse myself from the
Let me do all,
map 30,
Yeah.
lot 46.
let me do all but that one. We can
Yeah.
vote on that.
Yep.
Are there any others on the opposite side of the page?
No.
Okay. So
So,
we'll do, I make a motion, we accept the recommendations.
Yes.
Of our assessing agent for, map 51, lot 89, map 15, lot 29, map 34, lot 8, map 11, lot 2.
I'll second that.
So there's a motion by Kent, second by Chris to accept the recommendations of Donna Hayes, our assessing agent. All those in favor?
I vote yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kayla
Thank
says
you.
yes. Okay. And
And
so,
then,
so then Chris is gonna leave the table. I make a motion, we accept the recommendations of our assessing agent for map 30, lot 46.
Second,
for the motion by Kent, second by Mark to accept the recommendation of Donna Hayes for map 30, lot 46. All those in favor?
yes.
Yep, I'm in favor.
Thank you. And Chris has abstained.
So when one of you two land in town, you'll have to sign that abatement since I can't.
Yeah.
Kayla? Kayla?
Yeah.
Where are you?
I am currently driving. I was sick over the weekend, so I'm on my way to Myrtle Beach right now. I'm 5 hours out.
Okay.
So that's why I'm not on camera, because I don't want to lose focus on the road.
Are you having a good time?
The drive isn't bad so far. I had to work this morning and I had to work yesterday morning, so I'm just doing 2 half days of driving, which isn't bad.
Told Lori I'd take this stuff back tomorrow for her, so I'll leave that at the town office tomorrow.
Drop off.
Yeah.
Just can I borrow your pen?
Of course.
It's a pencil.
So I make a motion to adjourn the Board of Assessors meeting.
Second.
So there's a motion by Chris, second by Ken. Adjourn the Board of Assessors meeting. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Thank
am
you.
too.
You.
There was an extra one there that I think hadn't been signed before, the one with the yellow note on it.
What else they supplement? That maybe.
Yeah, it's a supplement, yeah.
Supplemental bill.
Yeah.
It doesn't have it.
Explained it.
Yeah. That was the change of ownership for the school, of the old school building, the old elementary school.
Not the same.
It had been a nonprofit. And
Oh,
during their acquisition, we gave them,
yeah, they were doing
they gave them
a tax.
a tax abatement,
Yeah.
but it wasn't really because, I don't know, that's whatever. We gave them a tax abatement, not because they were a nonprofit, but because when they purchased it, they found a number of defects that had to be
Yeah.
corrected in order to bring the building up to. Right.
Yeah.
And then they were doing a payment in lieu of taxes.
So they're doing a payment in lieu of taxes, and they didn't feel that it was fair to be taxed on the improvements that they made.
Oh.
Which was fine. But then they changed hands and sold themselves to a for-profit company, which is kind of, okay. Anyway, if they're for-profit, then they're gonna pay that 100% of the tax,
Exactly.
which is what Donna suggested.
Hey, I used to. Every time, any kind of response, everyone got the thing for that. Even though she can say anything.
Not muted.
I think Mark is not muted, so I can see it's not red. So
You can hear everything that's
I
going on.
can hear everything in the background. Yes.
Yes.
Feel the first one.
Being recorded.
Mark, you look like you've been getting some sun.
He's muted.
Now he's muted himself.
You gotta unmute if you're gonna make a comment.
Well, at least it's been sunny here. Might not have been that warm, but
No.
it's been sunny.
Okay. I've got this meeting going on my phone and it works a little different than the computer, so. Yes, I've been out in the sun for a day or two.
Yeah, looking good.
Yeah, it's been nice.
When are you coming back?
We're scheduled to leave here on the 12th of April and we should be home in the afternoon on the 13th. That's the plan, unless the weather gets bad. I don't really like driving in the rain on those high-speed interstates and all that, but we'll kind of play the weather but that's the plan. We'll be back that week.
Just in time for the 18th, right?
Exactly.
There you go.
Yep.
That's
Let's
when
see
I'm
it.
heading back too. That's too funny.
It's your supper.
Now it's supper.
But he won't be here for the annual meeting.
Nope, I won't. I might get someone on speakerphone though, just so I can make absolutely sure I'm not elected president again. I think I've got it nailed down that I'm not, but there's always a
You have to
slim
get
chance.
Wi-Fi there.
Yeah, I think they did.
They did, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
they-
then it should be a Zoom.
Yeah.
You have 400 members.
Yeah, we might get to that.
Yeah. I think last meeting they had 5 or 6 new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New members still
The
joining.
only way you leave is when you die.
Yeah. Well, you can leave if you stop paying your,
You stop paying,
yeah.
you do.
Unless you're a lifetime member and you don't have to, but.
I don't think that ever happens, though.
Mm.
You leave when you're dead.
I should look at the. Mhm.
Evening.
Please, here, we can.
Howdy.
Hi.
Howdy.
What do you ever have?
In bed.
Flu or something?
Got home from Friday night. The bed, didn't get up till Sunday.
Oh my God. Well, I hope you can share it with me.
So we were far enough apart, I think. Then I immediately just decided to give it to Donna.
There you go. It's nice of you to share. Hugh was jealous
Why?
because he didn't go with us.
I think she didn't leave for a cruise till today or tomorrow.
No, they didn't go with us last Friday.
Oh.
I stopped and saw him on Sunday and he goes, well, I didn't know.
Oh.
She said, and I said, on purpose.
Got all the food for us, you know?
I do.
Yeah, read that. I think that's why I couldn't read them. For some reason I couldn't open the document.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh. Started work. September. Making next to on the other side of the new parking lot. That section of
Somebody with a $300,000 valuation would raise their taxes by
No, they didn't.
$69.
Across the street from that tin board.
For me,
Across the street, I'm waiting.
raise my taxes by $175.
A lot of work to plot. In Excel, so I don't.
So I was working on that. Send it to you.
Oh, it's a. And then new section.
I talked to Steve Brown at length today. So.
Steve did a great job.
Oh, Steve Eldridge, yeah. I talked to Steve Brown at length.
You did.
this morning.
What did he say?
Not a word. Because it's exactly what they did. So,
Common practice.
yes, yes, exactly. Exactly. So. Alrighty, 6 o'clock.
It is, okay. I'll call the select board meeting to order at 6 o'clock, and the next thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from March 4th, our last meeting. And I thought they were
I
good.
think they're fine.
Yeah.
I Make a motion to, approve the minutes for the March 4th meeting.
I'll second that.
There's a motion by Kent and a second by Chris to approve the minutes for the March 4th meeting. All those in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Next is department reports.
No departments.
No departments.
We do have some folks coming in. I think Paul Roop is going to be here. He said he would probably be here about 6:25 or so. And then I know Chuck Cohen is coming from the Trails Committee to make a report as well.
Okay.
So he's got some stuff to talk about. But
The meeting may be over by then.
I know, well, they better hurry up.
Okay, then select board reports.
Unless you want to steal their thunder for the Trails Committee.
I'll start with the Trails Committee and Chuck can come in with the paperwork. The Trails Committee got 3 responses to our RFP for the trail, the all persons trail that's going to be constructed behind the high school to my left here. And that's about just for review for anyone who is hearing this for the first time online. It's about 1.5 miles, 1.75 miles of trail. It's a significant amount of construction because the old cross country trails are quite wet down there. It's also a loop that goes around the athletic field. The total cost, well, the award that we received was for 200,000 and change. The town is contributing about 10,000 and the RSU is contributing about 5,000 in cash and 5,000 in kind for some signage and kiosks and things. So we received 3 bids. One of them did not seem to have the qualifications to perform the work. So we sort of set that bid aside. The other bid was somewhat in the middle in terms of our qualifications. You could sort of interpret that they've got some experience. They've done 1 or 2 trails and some construction experience. And their price was not the lowest. So we put that aside as well. The third one, and Chuck will have the specifics when he gets here, was from someone who did meet the qualifications of having been doing trails for about 5 years or so. So someone with some experience in this type of construction. And came in as the low-cost bidder, which was encouraging. Is also available to start July 1 and complete by the end of this construction season. That's great. Is also a Monmouth Academy graduate.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, the owner of the company is. So Chuck will fill us in on the specifics when he arrives, but it is the recommendation of the Trails Committee that we accept that bid. I know they were checking references this morning to make sure that everything was cool with the individual company that we were selecting. The price, if I'm not mistaken, was significantly lower than our budget, which gives us some room to do a couple of things with the overage, with the permission of the grantor, by the way. We have to go back to them and say, hey, is it okay if we spend the extra money on this or that? It was, I want to say it was $170,000 for a $220,000 budget, basically, all in. So we're feeling pretty good about that. We need the select board to approve that, authorize the town manager to go and conclude a contract with this vendor. We're not quite there. Once that is done, then we need to go back to the grantor, the State Department, and say, here's our paperwork. Do you guys approve of us using this contractor? So that's kind of the process that we've got laid out. The good news is we seem to be in front of the crowd of people who are just awarded or entities who are awarded money. And that means we're sort of getting contractors while they still have an open calendar rather than, having to wait because someone else signed a contract sooner. So that's kind of where we're at. Chuck will be here shortly with the paperwork and can actually give names to faces and all that. I just remember it as offer number 3. So I don't know the specific name of the company involved. But it seemed like everyone was in consensus that that was the one to go with. Yeah.
So if they came in under budget and you had 220 for it,
Yep.
and the town gave 10 and the school gave 10.
Yep.
Are they gonna get their 10 back?
No.
Or has to-
So, yeah, the requirements of the grant is
It was a matching
a
grant?
matching
Okay.
grant. Yeah. And so there was some seed money that we ended up having to do. But some of the things that might be possible, and we tossed around some ideas and
Extending it.
possible that we could extend it to another, something related to this network.
Yeah.
Right? It just goes a little bit farther.
Sure.
We also,
That's quite a bit, 50 grand left over.
yeah, we also thought hiring a construction manager to sort of be, use a stipend-based construction management firm to be the person on the ground watching the contractor put it together. That was not necessarily part of our original plan, and the underage
Sure.
would allow something for that. Yeah. Good question.
Encouraging.
It is encouraging.
Yeah.
Anyone else with a select board report?
Anything exciting?
How about Mark and Kayla?
Only thing I have is that Lori sent me some of the analysis on the building to do the comparison to what the I think it's 1856. Oh gosh, I can't remember the year, but the old Academy building. What the potential cost of keeping that open once it's complete is. So I have those numbers now from Lori, and I just have to start workshopping them. But that's all I had.
Mark, you have anything?
I do. I had a quick conversation with Justin the other day. In light of all the details that we learned at the last 1856 Academy, it was going to be my suggestion that we let the town attorney just take a quick review of the contract and a quick review of the invoices, not something to spend a lot of time on, but it would just put some people at ease, I think, if our town attorney reviewed that stuff and said, yeah, everything is in order. They billed us according to the contract, and then we could go ahead from there.
Good.
Did Lori say she was gonna take care of that for you?
I haven't spoken with Lori. I did have a quick conversation with Justin.
With Justin.
Yes.
Did Justin say?
He was going to be away, but I told him I would bring it up at this meeting. I'll touch base with him. I know he's on vacation. But he did say that he thought the attorney would be able to get that quick review done and get us an answer right back before our next meeting. So that was good.
Just in, response to that, I talked to Steve Brown, since he's back from being away, and he had no issues or problems with any of the invoicing from Nickerson and O'Day for time, materials, and equipment, because that's exactly how he worked doing what he did for Peachy. So it was pretty standard practice from everything that he worked with for 40 years and that he was seeing while he was up here every day when it was going on. So That's my only follow-up on that.
Okay.
So public comment? Yes.
The last that we talked about the building, and I asked, I can't remember his name, that was kind of up there, grant writer,
Steve Eldridge.
Steve Eldridge. I asked him a specific question about, the money, if we were to do the 187,500 and they were gonna get the grant, it would be 100% complete, and he did say yes. I'm finding that that is not true at all.
How are you
There's
funding
actually
that?
different phases project, and that would not complete the building 100%. Is that?
That would complete the building.
The whole project?
Well, the only thing that has never been figured into it is, you know, doing any type of extensive landscaping, which would just be, you know, loam and that type of thing, dirt work, because we never put that number on anything.
So more.
So, well, it's landscaping. It's a matter of having dirt, you know, and lawn, so. And I'm sure that that would be probably, you know, pretty minuscule compared to getting the building done. So we never put a number on, you know, dirt work, because that wasn't our focus. Our focus was the building.
And so, but so far, like I've said, you know, I mean, it's just every time we get to.
So every time that we do anything,
more.
But this whole property up here is,
Hold on a sec. Let's not talk over one another.
this whole property up here is town-owned property.
Okay, so can
So
we not talk over one another again?
this is all town-owned property, and the town, you know, will, as they do, plow it and maintain it. So that's always been our understanding.
Right, I understand that, but you know, what I'm trying to get at is that, you know, the original thing was the original money that we put up. And it's not done, and now it's kind of twice that, and it's still not gonna be done. And then, so I mean, at what point is it gonna be done? That's what I asked last meeting. With the money.
Well, I think when we do any construction project, that prices change, things happen. When this project started, prices changed with COVID and everything else that went on. Things went up tremendously, and if they keep going the way they are, they're gonna go up even more. The way that prices are going up with the strait being closed and everything else, ships that need to go through, can't go through. So I think there's always that amount of sledge. There's always a bit that's gonna be go over. But I think if push came to shove with that building and the grounds, because it's town property, two things could happen. We have a lot of Monmouth Academy graduates that would probably put on their boots and go over there and rake and plant flowers or do whatever needed to be done and volunteer their time to complete that, because that's the way that a Monmouth Academy alumni feels about that building. It's important to them. They make sure it got done. So I think you're splitting hairs when we talk about when will it get done? Well, right now, it's not gonna get done until there's funds for it. So, and I know that they'll be continuing to fundraise for it. There's still fundraising going on for it, and those funds can assist. And I know that there's people that would reach out and get whatever, you know, curb appeal we needed to get done. So I think we can kick this can down the road all the way to Augusta if we wanted to, but, you know, it is what it is. That's just
It's not about when, it's how much. And if the alum want it, then maybe they could pay for it.
the alum have been paying for it. The alumni and others have put in how much money?
Well, a lot of alumni, so probably to the tune of somewhere around 75,000, depending on other townspeople and other people that have donated money and, you know, bought throws or bought a book or came to the Gary Crocker thing, so.
So less than 1% of the fund.
5%.
Five. I paid that in property taxes in the past 7 years I've been.
I
So-
think you and everybody else have probably paid in property taxes for for the pleasure of living in Monmouth, there is a cost.
No, I think that's the part you were missing.
No, I don't think that I'm missing
Yes,
anything at
people
all.
move to this town because of the lower cost of living.
But you
And it's
can't
been
have
eroded.
No, it hasn't been
It
eroded.
has been.
I'm not gonna get into a pissing match, but because it's public comment and, you know, my 3 minutes is up, so.
Well, I think are we in public comment? Or are we still in
Yeah,
the
we're in
select
public
board
comment.
reports?
No, no,
I
we're in
forgot. Did
public
we get
comment.
into public comment?
We
I
did,
don't
yeah.
know.
I see Greg has his hand up.
Mr. Chair.
Would you recognize
Yes.
him?
Who?
Oh,
Dennis.
Dennis.
Oh, Dennis, sorry, Dennis has his hand up.
So we keep hearing prices due to COVID. And in the 1856 committee, this talking point email threw that right out the door. Because the contract that the 1856 committee signed says we negotiated and agreed on a prior established GMP to do not increase during construction, did not charge based on market fluctuation, and did not change on base cost growth.
But if
So
you
the
buy
whole-
a door.
Another lie
before that-
told to the
But
public
if you
about
buy
this
a
building.
door for
and he's
$200 before COVID and the door costs $500 after COVID,
Then you can go to the contract and say it wasn't gonna cost us any more than,
a lie.
It is a lie, because you guys told us something that's not true.
okay, and then if you wanna go back to the other part of the contract
You
that
guys.
goes, that you guys signed, you guys familiar with what your AIA contract is that you guys signed? This is common practice. It's a 72 page
Yes.
document that anybody can download. Anyways, you guys signed this one. But it's funny that on page 26, Nickerson and O'Day crossed out the part where it says total rental cost of any such equipment may not exceed the purchase price of any comparable item. So if they're charging you $2,000 for a cart that costs $400 right there, if you would have went by the AIA normal standard product, then you wouldn't have been charged $2,000 for a $4,000 item. It just, every time something gets brought up, it's like, there's more and more stuff that's getting uncovered. Like after that 1856 committee, when that email, when you read this whole email,
Hey, he's talking. Can he
Things
just
get
finish?
uncovered.
Can he
How
finish?
about somebody that builds a pool over a right of way that the town needs to access to a dam?
if we're gonna
Oh, it never happened.
I don't know, if we wanna go tit for tat, I'm not here for tit for tat, I'm here
Okay.
to bring stuff to
Mr.
attention.
I think we need to restore order here, folks.
I agree, I think I'm trying to be as upfront, just bringing attention without any attitude,
Well,
without
I
any
think you need to
emotion.
maybe go to the 1856 meeting and bring it up to that committee
did.
because it's not gonna
I
get
did last
resolved by the.
Monday, and it was, I was actually, Doug was there, Kristen was there, and the three other people that were there, Doug, the other lady, and Larry were mortified with what I brought to their attention. Other people were just trying to defend it. So they were shocked because look, Kent, I don't know if Kent went back and watched or has been told, I don't know if Mark was there at the meeting. And Kayla doesn't know, but I went to the town Monday morning and got all the documents for 2 years, and I found over $80,000 of wasteful spending, but then they said in this data point speech thing that they gave, that they only charged 4.7% of, or sorry, 4.9% of the budget. Well, I have $80,000 in 1 year of overage without 1 hour included in that. That's more than 5% right there on the budget. So again, it's just talking points and trying skirting around the facts that they asked Mark at the last meeting if that's normal practice. He says, no, I've done federal contracts, I've done municipal contracts, we've worked at the prison. I've never seen billing like this where people just okay, and then double check it and okay. And then at the end of the project say, oh my God, we're out of money. We need to ask the town for more. I mean, it happens in municipals, but that's why they need to take the extra step to look into it, to checks and balances, and I thought that's what the committee was doing, but after looking into the paperwork and whatever, it gets worse and worse the deeper you dig. So, I don't know, that's, the sad part is a lot of stuff gets said, like the COVID thing. Well, then I can bring receipts that say that it shouldn't have. And then people say that the cost of the rental, well, I can bring receipts that says it shouldn't have. I mean, every piece of document, everything is documented by the town. It's just, there's no gray area, there's no shading it, there's no bullshit in it, excuse my French, but it's all there in black and white. It just needs to be brought to people's attention.
Okay,
I don't know what we can do about it at this point.
Shut it down.
Oh,
Can we change
and
the
again,
committee?
Some of it's.
Can we change the
Change the
committee?
committee?
People are running it, because apparently it's not being appropriated appropriately.
Well,
Yes, okay.
the chair of the committee died.
So can we reappropriate?
And then a new chair was put into place, but a lot of things don't just put in new people at somebody's whim.
I think at Mark's request, I would like to say that at Mark's request, we're gonna have our town attorney review the contract and review the invoices and see if there's any inconsistency.
So can the attorney, while they're looking at it, also see whether that building can qualify for a historic building?
It
You won't
cannot,
find-
we
No,
cannot,
we
we
know
already
the
know
answer to
that,
that
we've already
question.
been down that
So one of the
road.
grants that you're asking for this money for, to apply for, is a historic.
No, it isn't, it is, but it is not. It also allows them to be considered if they are in the
Comprehensive.
comprehensive plan
Right.
or on the historic register. There's two separate things.
So-
So we are on
So
the comprehensive plan.
what I'm confused about is like, we've had that question like 4 times now. And the one that you just mentioned, like, does this building really qualify for?
That's the first
Historic-
time I asked it, because I just
Well,
found out.
I know, but I know you've also been to a number of our meetings
Yeah.
where that question has been asked, and we've given you the same consistent explanation for that. So a repetition of the question,
I
and
asked
this is
if they
where we
can
worked
qualify
with.
for the grant.
Excuse me, sir, I have the floor.
Okay.
And if you'd like to be up here, you can get elected to this office, and then you can have the floor.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, we've had that question a number of times at meetings, which I'm sure you've been. And the conversation goes just like this. We asked our representative and state senator to insert language into the law that was passed so that this building would qualify for the grants that are being considered to be offered by the state. So that's one of the opportunities where we have been proactive about ensuring that this project would qualify for that.
I think it's worth asking the public to see if we'd be willing to sell this building so we can privatize the project so it has more opportunities to be finished, not from the taxpayer.
Okay.
This seems reasonable.
I hear what you're saying, and it seems to me that when this building was originally approved 6 years ago, that a commitment was made by the folks who were initiating the project, that they were going to do fundraising, that they were going to leave no stone unturned to do their best to ensure that the taxpayers' obligations were minimized. The question that will soon be coming to us is whether a grant that requires matching funds from the town to move forward should be on the ballot. And should the voters have the opportunity to vote on that? So it seems to me, my personal opinion, I'm one of 5 people on this board, but it seems to me that that opportunity is one that is completely consistent with what the people who initiated this project set out to do. They have done fundraising. the leverage that we are looking at is about somewhere between 2 and 3 to 1 in terms of dollars that the town would have to put in, and in terms of the dollars that would come to the town to finish this project. And it seems to me like there is a long story of how we ended up here, but this particular solution would at least get us to a certificate of occupancy where the taxpayers would then be able to use the building. May not have pretty landscaping, it may not have fancy whatever, but it will have a certificate of occupancy where we can use it for functions, where taxpayers can start to reap the benefit of what we have already put into this thing. That's where I'm at. This is, I completely support Mark's initiative to make sure that we are on top of how the first tranche of money has been spent, and that it should be scrutinized. Everything that we do here should be scrutinized. Okay, but we also, need to be looking for solutions that sort of move us forward as a town rather than move us backwards and have people feel like they've not been heard.
Feel like I haven't been heard.
Okay, well, I hear you. We're not always going to agree.
Agreed.
We're not always going to agree.
Since the taxpayers agreed to, doing this project 6 years ago, a lot of stuff's changed in 6 years.
Of course, price levels have changed. How's a gallon of diesel today?
The project have died and moved.
All
So
of them?
maybe it's worth saying, maybe we could have a revote.
Listen, do you want to revote the North Monmouth water thing too? Because that started 6 years ago too. Some things take a long period of time in order for us to get our ducks in a row, to get them to implementation. It's that simple.
If you're comparing health and safety of drinking water as opposed to a lawn ornament that's gonna cost us money
Well,
from here on out to the end of the day.
It's, to you, it might be a lawn ornament. To many in this town, it is a significant symbol of our history. And it is to anyone who is a Monmouth Academy graduate, there is definitely, and this was the vibe we got in 2020 when the project was originally approved, by like 56 to 44. I mean, it wasn't even a close election. It was overwhelmingly, yeah, we should save part of our history, because there are a lot of towns that don't save part of their history. There are a lot of towns that say, hey, we're done with this, we're going to bulldoze it. And then they end up looking like every other town in the face of Maine.
No, I agree. And I agree
Right.
with preserving the town. All I'm saying is I think maybe we should have someone who come in with private funds, finish the building, keep it as it is. I mean, have it the way it is, but just not let the taxpayer fund it, and they can move along maybe a little faster.
Well, maybe, I'm not saying that opportunity or that idea is off the table. What I am saying is we've got a very generous offer here, an opportunity to leverage our money by 2 to 3 to 1. And it seems pretty sensible to me that if this is going to get us to a certificate of occupancy that allows the building to be useful and not just standing there, then that's something that the voters should consider.
Dennis?
Oh, we keep on talking about the 2020, it was overwhelming, it was this. But how about we talk fast forward when they asked for more money to finish it and the taxpayers said no.
That's right.
And then when they said no again to heating it, and then like Mark said at the last meeting, how many times are we gonna keep asking to put money in front of the people? It comes back to the sign.
Well,
And here
you
we
could-
go, we're just talking about the stuff way 2020, not
And it
current.
hurts us.
People know
Sure.
what they said.
So Dennis, what was put before the voters to finish the project was 100% tax money from the taxpayers.
Correct.
Right? What was put before the voters for the heating of the building, well, again, was 100% tax money. This is a different proposal. This is a 3 to 1 or 2 to 1 match where the taxpayers are expected to supplement the majority of the funding that comes
I
from
understand
the
that.
federal government. And so what this proposal does, it seems to me like it's a little more even-handed. What it does is it suggests that the taxpayers start with some seed money, we get to the finish line, and then we can move on and sort of heal some of the controversy that this building has caused. in the last 6 years of this town.
But it's gonna be ongoing because we have to maintain it, heat it.
But the building will be earning funds, just
No,
like,
that was brought up too, and that was not actually the case.
I don't know how many times we've heard the same story.
Right.
Well, because
If you don't like it, vote against it.
Exactly. So,
And
well,
if you don't,
that,
So
we're gonna move on. Exactly. We're gonna move on because
there's no sense keep going over and over the same stuff.
We're kind of on the other side of the bush now, headed back to the first one. Let's, I see, Mr. Roop is here. And maybe we could move on to, Paul Roop, who's got, something to present to the board with regard to, the, property on Grover Street. Yes, sir.
Very well, thank you, and I apologize for not being here 2 weeks, but obviously medical issues intervened, but one passing around, and I think there may be enough to distribute. That. Okay, let me have one of those, please. Which one? One of each.
sir,
Yeah, they're all the same. All of them from your ads? Yes. Lovely. To say the least, it's been a interesting little project. Learned quite a bit about Mount Center.
There you go.
My neighborhood. All right, first what you have is one that looks like this, which is a portion of the current assessor's map. map
Okay, so
51.
just so that everyone can see it, we're talking about the one with the Maple Street label.
That's just for reference, that shows one. Parcel 81 is the parcel that is the Firehouse Museum, formerly of Flanders, and which is part of the subject for this research. Lot 80 is the apartment building next to it. Lot 82 is a town-owned parcel. As best as I can tell, the town still owns that little parcel in there, dating back from 1904. That was the firehouse before that. And 84 obviously is the Bragdon parcel, Stacy Bragdon parcel, the one which I believe the town has acquired or will be acquiring.
That's 84.
That's 84. And 83, just for sake, is now owned by Harold Smith, was the former, pardon?
the dial office.
Yeah.
The phone company?
Yes.
Yeah. And just as a point of interest, I found out is that B.O. Gilman, a Benson Gilman, which I think Krista had a meat market in there at one time.
Yeah.
Of course, there was the ice cream shop by
Yeah.
Grover.
Yeah.
All right, the next parcel or map is this one that has the numbers 14, 13, 15, 16, 17. And it's basically the same configuration, but this is from the assessor's map pre-1991. It does show the dimensions on the parcels. 14, again, is the Firehouse Museum. And I have confirmed that the dimensions on that parcel, the 79 feet along Pleasant Street and the 67 feet wide, are correct. The Firehouse Museum lot dates back to 1859. And it's two parcels in there. The first was 79 feet along east to west or along Pleasant Street and 30 feet wide. And the second parcel then is essentially, I believe it was the same width at 79 feet, but only 37 feet wide. So that's where we come up with the 67 feet. Interesting, 13. Well, let me back up. You see the line to the southerly side that runs behind 14, 13, 12. That is an old division or lot settlement lot dating back to the layout settlement of Monmouth about 1790, something like that. That's important because we're going to have two sources of title coming out of there from those 14, 13 and so on, and 15, 16, 17 and so on like that. Grover Street in itself was a private way dating from about 1855. I don't know when, I can't verify when it became a town road, but the deeds from the 1850, 1855 clearly state it was a private way. As for the matter of fact, was Pleasant Street. Pleasant Street started out as a private way to the residence of a Samuel Brown, which was later the Bragdon Farm. All right, so we have the Firehouse Museum is that. Lot 13 was a remainder parcel and at one time did include lot 17. Lot 16, 15 came out of this Ard Maycomer and they were small lots essentially. Well, there the north-south length was 26 3/4 feet by 38 feet.
Say that last sentence again.
It was those two lots, 15 and 16, in the north to south were 26 3/4 feet wide and 38 feet deep. Then there was a second parcel in there that was later came out of the Gilmans. It was combined with lot 16.
Okay.
All right.
To make it an L shape.
Yeah, to make it the L shape.
Gotcha. So, 38 feet wide and.
Yeah, deep or east to west and 26 3/4 feet north to south.
All right, and that's labeled as 28 feet on this map.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the deeds clearly stated it was 26 3/4.
Okay.
Would that 15, number 15, lot 15 be,
Is again the town lot.
was it because of the constant generator?
No, the
No.
fire station
No,
sat
the
there.
fire
over the
station
brook.
built, it was over
Sat
the
there
brook,
over the
correct.
brook.
Yes. The town acquired that parcel was created in 1855. And I traced it into when the town acquired it in 1904. And as best as I can tell from all records, unless somebody knows otherwise, from what I see in the public records, the town still owns it. Now, is it practical to use it today in a sense, in regulatory issues? No, it's not, because it sits right over the brook. So that was part of the reason at some point.
What is there? Refresh my memory.
Nothing.
Not well, the only thing that's there now are the remnants of the foundation on which the old firehouse station sits.
Right.
If you go down there and you stand down there, you can see the remnants of the foundation. It's there. But yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, there was no need to move. I don't know exactly when the building was moved.
1904, that was when the Tungsten was built, and maybe they would want to put power.
All I know is that the town acquired the deed in 1904. Okay, and it was often many times you'll see the adjoining deeds refer to it as the fire station lot or the firehouse lot or something like that. And it remained that way until I haven't been able to verify the date, when the building was moved off the lot to the north. Now, this other little piece that with the colored lines, that is based upon my actual survey data that I've acquired over the years, primarily from when I did the surveys for the engineering on the sidewalks along Main Street, which hopefully someday will be built. So what you see there again is basically the same configuration of lots, Grover Street. You have the triangle, there's a little brown, orangish colored things are the buildings. Obviously, the building up closer to Pleasant Street is no longer there. That was taken down. That was the old bank building, store lot, something like that. The next building south of that is the firehouse which has been moved further north onto the what we call the Firehouse Museum lot. And the one south of that is, again, the old telephone building, as I refer to it. Here's. All right. And the final piece that I distribute to is a deed from 1885. Now, that was a deed from Mark Gatchell to an Edward and Flaherty. Edward and Flaherty owned the southerly portion of the Firehouse Museum lot, and they had a store on that lot. The southerly part, those two parcels of land were ultimately combined through a Beale and into an N.W. Richardson in the 1940s, 1950s. But the important part about this deed is that last one is the makes reference to the S.R. King, S.O. King in the King's Lot, store lot. That was the store that was on Pleasant Street in there. They were former owners of that. It also gives a dimension of 37 feet in there. So I know from this deed that it sits just southerly of the store lot and north of the town lot. But the important part is that last sentence.
Which lot is this?
This is the southerly portion of the Firehouse Museum. That's what this deed is describing.
Okay.
Last or most important thing that I found is that last sentence. It says reserving, and this is reserving to Mark Gatchell. And Gatchell owned what is now lots 84 and 80, something like that. So they owned, Gatchell at one time owned what's the Bragdon parcel or the town parcel now. It says reserving over the southerly side of this lot a house lot, a right of way over the southerly side of the lot to the east. So there's a right of way, an easement on the southerly portion of the Firehouse Museum lot. As far as I can tell, it's there. Is it practical to use? Probably not, but it's still outstanding. So that's what that.
So does that right of way as it's described in this deed from 1885, does that applies to the Firehouse Museum lot?
Yes.
On the southern,
on the southern side of it.
side of it?
Yep.
And does it go the whole distance of the lot?
Yes, it would, because it's going to the house lot to the east of it.
Okay, so this deed actually it relates to lot number.
It's the second lot, because if you look at the deed from Flanders
Yeah,
into the Firehouse Museum,
Yeah.
there's two parcels. One is the 79 by 30-foot lot, which abuts or adjoins on Pleasant Street. Then you have a second lot in that deed, which is the lot there for the deed, which I have there, which was originally defined in this 1885 deed.
So that right of way is probably somewhere like here with 81 and
Yes, yes,
kind of following that line.
yes, somewhere it's in there. Yep.
no. No,
It would be,
the right of way that's
the
referred to.
right
in this
would be, if you look at the Colorado, would be right along this line.
It would be this way, Chris.
Yeah.
It would be,
East to west.
this is a,
So this way
Firehouse,
going
Yes,
Main
east-
Street.
Main Street to
Okay.
the house to the east.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
like that. Do you remember that somewhere?
Yes, south, so it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
basically the bottom, the side toward the
Yes.
old dial house.
Yeah. Main Street's essentially north south.
Yeah.
So,
Pleasant Street east west.
Under the new museum, this right of way you're talking about is.
A portion of it may be. A portion of it may be.
because they
Yes.
moved it back from the stream. So,
We didn't move the building over enough
Off.
towards Pleasant Street to get off the right of way.
Right. Exactly.
Saying.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
so why are we just finding out about this now? I mean, like, how come, I mean, how can
This is the
rights of
first-
way sleep for 100 years.
Because even though an easement is there, and even though it's not recited in a deed, a current deed, does not mean it does not exist. So you have to do what I've just said. You have to go through and dig and dig and dig. And this is why attorneys
Right. This
with
way the
title
insurance-
standards will say,
Mhm.
title standards say the first warranty deed after 40 years. But that's not sufficient to find everything. And this is why surveyors dig and dig and dig. So, yeah,
Especially in a downtown.
downtown old lots. I mean, my practice, I've always made it the standard. You take the parcel back to its origin, even if it's back in the 1790s. Yes.
What's interesting on this is if you look on Google, Grover is a dead end. When you guys talked about not rebuilding that bridge to buy that parcel,
Yeah.
it was the dead end. Looking at his map, it goes around and comes
Exactly.
around.
It was known that that was
Show it.
through.
See, this is the
Yeah.
problem.
Right.
Don't believe everything on the internet, and particularly don't believe everything in
Your map is showing that Grover comes behind, so
It always
basically
did.
that
It always
bridge doesn't
did.
even.
It always did.
No, it does.
And
The
in
bridge
fact,
doesn't exist on the other side.
and in fact,
But if you come in this way to the property, get rid of this road. Okay, so this is Grover, get rid of that. If you come in this way, you're not crossing the stream, the bridge.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
You are.
It's still
you're
there.
crossing the stream in both ways.
Yes, so the stream goes.
And in fact, just for an information, Grover Street at one time crossed Maple Street and went up to the Mason, or the,
Yeah.
State.
yes,
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah,
So is there another bridge
no.
in someone's backyard?
No, that
The-
bridge has
the
been
bridge-
gone for a
That
while.
bridge has been gone for, I don't know.
Yeah, David,
So
I
that
talked
makes
to
the other
David
lady
Walker
wonder,
about that, and he said it was there when you were born, but it's been gone for a long time now, so.
I can remember.
You can see the remnants of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can, but I mean, I don't ever remember it being there because, nobody ever,
Right, no.
just the post office used
Yeah.
that road and Curly's, when they went in there to park out
Curly,
back, when the Biffords went to park, they parked out back there, but
Right.
we never, that bridge wasn't ever there to use, but
Now, the other issue is looking at, and this is probably why the town hired me to look at this, was originally see if a right of way or a driveway or whatever an easement could be secured across that from Pleasant Street. Hopefully, you're looking at the Firehouse Museum to the Lot 84, the Bragton parcel. You'll see that there's a small narrow, it's about 11 feet.
Overlap of borders. I mean, it's,
Yes,
yeah,
11.
yeah. So this is about this section right here.
Yeah.
It's 11 feet.
It's approximately 11 feet, based upon the information I have on my data files.
Where's their white fence?
That I don't know, simply because I was last did any work in this area back, it was before, the years flew together too fast here. And about 21, 22, something like that, is when I was doing the work for the sidewalks for Rob Pruitt and Pine Tree Engineering for that. That's where I acquired much of this data. The Firehouse Museum, as I all know, came last year, the year before. Yeah. So that's all, where the current firehouse building is, where the retaining walls are, where the 911 memorial are, I can't show because I haven't located them, because they all came after I have done.
Right.
If the town wishes to proceed further, because this is the first phase, as I gave in my letter of authorization to Justin and the board approved, was to do the research and then give you the town, the board, the option. Do you want me to do the field work to verify what's on the ground? The town really needs to know where those are with respect to the record boundary lines to make a wise determination. Is this practical? Yes, Dave.
So Paul, I'm not up there, so I can't see. The 11 feet, you're talking along between 79 and 80? With this overlap?
Yes.
So there is a potential for 11 feet there if you could.
No, not between 79 and 80. No, use the other one. That's why I gave you the 1991, because I believe the 1991 map.
Is
more
more
correct.
concise.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
this is 11 feet?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Along if you're standing on the ground, you'd look at that white fence at the
Yeah.
backside of the 911
Where the
memorial.
retaining wall is now on the back of the fire.
Yeah. And somewhere in there, there's an 11-foot,
Well, the boundary lines,
we
there's.
don't know what the boundary line is, but
Yeah, the record boundary lines between lot 84, between lot 83 and 84, which is Harold Smith and the now the town lot.
Right.
There's 11 feet.
There's 11 feet difference there.
Yeah.
Got it.
at least according to the records.
Right, yes.
Correct.
So that's where I am to date.
Still not usable for us for 7 feet, however. As we speak, once the bridge is gone.
Is it usable?
Well,
Once the bridge is out, how are we getting to 84?
yeah. That's the question, obviously, which prompted the town to retain my services.
And really, right now, there is no clear path that we
Well, we
can.
don't know, we know what the records show us, all
Mhm.
right? But you also have to know, as you're well aware, Dave, you have to know what's going on the ground.
Right.
So, I mean, and since I have not done any work in that area or adjacent to that, I don't have the current locations of the, like, say, the white fence, the retaining wall, the current firehouse, the museum building.
How about the stream?
Well, the stream is somewhat shown on that.
Yeah, but is it current?
That's current. yeah.
Okay, you have that?
Yes.
You have that plotted?
That's plotted there. That shows up on there. If you,
Okay.
you'll see the dash line, the blue dash, that's the culvert coming under Main Street. And I have one side of the stream coming down.
You have the firehouse side of the stream.
Yes.
That's what we used when we moved the building,
Right.
was to get certain footage. We had to be a certain footage away from an allowable footage that was allowable to move the building to. So we had to fight to get it because it was,
The regulatory process with shoreline zoning.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I would
Crazy.
suspect, I wasn't there at any of those meetings and that, but I would surmise that either Topsy Watershed or DEP or somebody said you gotta be 25 feet.
And it's exactly what it was.
Because they want DEP through all this shoreline zoning and that usually at a bare minimum require 25
And
feet.
that's exactly what we used was the 25, a vertical line coming up off the stream, 25.
5 feet, yeah. So you move that because you're also trying to preserve
Not knowing it was
landscaping.
Still over a right of way.
So, yeah, because Flanders, it's been in their family since, I forgot that I have the date, but yeah. Well, Earl bought it. I have the date in here someplace, but obviously passed down through the family.
Earl had that, I think, my whole life, so. So it's only about 30 years.
Yes, exactly. Bank, a flower shop, when
Ice cream place.
ice cream, Peter Grant, no, it was a Key Bank,
Gift shop.
Key Bank.
1953.
53.
Yeah.
So it was BB.
So it was BD before Darwin.
Yeah, and he bought it, Earl bought it from Clifton White. Anybody remembers Clifton White?
You can.
But, so that's where we stand.
Okay, so we don't really know what the facts are on the ground. Have we closed on this property? Anyone know if we've?
I think from what Justin said last time, they'd given the No, that was, sorry, I'm mixing up the parcels.
Oh, that was-
So, no,
that was the-
yeah, that was the North Monmouth,
Yeah.
lot, never mind, so, no, we haven't closed.
So, and we're not quite sure why not yet, but we had 30 days. They're oftentimes extended if something's going on.
Yeah.
So that's not uncommon. It's definitely under contract town. And again, let's just walk through the math here, right? The math was a new bridge costs $300,000 to $400,000. And the parcel itself was under contract for $65,000. And it's not such a gem of a parcel that the town absolutely needs to own it. If we could figure out a way to make it sellable again with some other access, it would seem to me that we should put it back on the tax rolls, put it back in terms of, being a member of the water system and the sewer system and all the other things that, paying taxes, et cetera. Just a second, we'll get to you.
Sure.
So the question is, if we've got it under contract for 65 and we close, and we should, because we don't want to build a bridge. And then we would actually, we don't want to have to pay for demolition of the building either. Which would probably be, I don't know, maybe Mark could give us a ballpark price on how much a demolition of that building would cost, but tens of thousands of dollars probably. Mark, what do you think? Tens of thousands?
I would say 15 to 20.
Okay.
15 and 20, just in dumpster fees.
Yeah, so if we could figure out a way to find access for this parcel, we could declassify the road, which takes some time, right? Takes probably months of a process to work through and public hearings, and you got to notify abutters and all this other stuff. And we give the road, once it's successfully off the official roads of the town, we give that property actually back to the abutters. And then we're no longer obligated to maintain that road. And then if we have another pathway in, we could put this parcel back on the market. Or if we don't have a pathway in, we could think about selling it to one of the abutters.
That's my
Right,
question.
I mean-
Have you even talked to 80 or 83 about interest in it? 80 is the apartment building, 83.
is Gerald's.
Yeah, I'm sure
And I
Harold,
believe 80 is the apartment building.
I think the
Any of the
biggest,
abutters.
Right, well, I'm saying, has
Yeah.
anybody done that yet to see interest?
I just found this out, so.
We're just discussing this now. I did hear through the grapevine that one of the abutters might be interested.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Which would be great. And it doesn't have to bring us back all the money we've got into it. It could just be the highest bidder and we call it done.
It was TIF money, correct?
This is TIF money,
It's good, but
Yeah,
so it doesn't impact the tax rate.
I'm just making people aware that.
Yep. Yeah, there's a specific category in the TIF for,
Yep.
sort of dilapidated property reclamation.
Could the fire department use it as a training exercise?
Possible. Sometimes they do stuff like that.
well, it's too close to other buildings.
That's true,
Yeah.
yeah,
But there's we used to do it with my father.
So, so there are a number of possibilities. Paul, what did the town manager agree to
My letter of authorization,
in terms of phase two? What would it cost us to find out the facts on the ground?
I gave him,
I'm thinking it probably can. I would need to check with Reagan on that.
Yeah,
Is
that's
our
right, just.
economic development person, because it's a survey that's part of acquisition of a dilapidated property. So,
Be the same as title insurance.
Right.
yeah.
Just.
And and we actually, when we signed our contract with the previous
first
owner,
phase, which I'll obviously be, since I've completed the first phase, submitting my invoice for that was $1,500 and The second phase, which was the field work and actually drawing a formal plan, preparing any necessary descriptions, and that was $2,500.
So
So the total of
pretty
$4,000.
reasonable, good based. So,
And we can, now that the snow has gone early, it's favorable to start doing field work.
sure.
Yeah, really.
I don't know. What are you folks thinking? Mark, what are you thinking?
It's a little hard for me to follow, not being there and looking at the maps and all
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I can give you the elevator speech. Basically, we've discovered a right of way that sits partially under the Firehouse Museum along their southerly border. And we've discovered that on that same parcel, there may or may not be a passageway on the backside of the white fence that's above the retaining wall for the 911 memorial. There may or may not be something suitable there that would allow a passage, for a driveway, basically. Do we have to have a driveway?
Well, I mean, but again, it won't be, I mean, from my looking at this, it's probably, if it's there, I would assume it's right against the water. So who's gonna say, yeah, you can,
That easement that I found,
yeah,
again, I don't, even though the
Against that.
building may sit in part of it,
yeah,
I think in a practical sense, it's not there. Because again, you come back to what Dave said about shoreline zoning.
yeah. I mean,
You'd never be able to build a driveway.
in a driveway right here against the brook,
Oh,
so,
yeah, exactly. You need a minimal, my recommendation for a driveway is 12 feet.
So what I'm hearing you say is, based on your proposal with the town manager, for about $2,500 of TIF money,
Yeah.
we could find out the facts on the ground and
And that's a,
make an informed decision. And it seems to me like based on that information, we can then sort of make a decision if we want to pursue that or we want to open more conversations with the butters or both. I mean, I think the more people we sort of start getting involved with expressing interest in this property, sort of the better we'll be off in terms of recouping some or all of the town's investment.
I think either way, we should authorize to get the sale done. Because it's not gonna go away. It's
Right.
gonna be a problem that we're gonna solve here, not somebody else
Right.
oh,
buying it.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing, I mean, it's under
Still-
contract, so we're still gonna acquire it.
Oh, yeah.
But then,
Yeah. We're definitely going to acquire.
Step
Because it's a
2 will be
no-brainer.
decommissioning the road, which takes quite a while.
Right.
And then during that process, if we don't have any other
Right.
deeded access, then investigate abutters,
Or all
so,
the above. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
there's no reason why we can't
We
say,
can't do it all.
yeah,
there's no reason why we can't have conversations with the butters at the same time as figuring out if we've got access.
yeah,
Seems to me like both of
Yeah.
those
Oh, yeah.
kind of
exactly,
complement one another.
yeah.
It sounds like maybe we should make this an agenda item for 2 weeks, and then if we need to take a vote on something, we've got it presented as an agenda item, and we can have discussion and comment and then vote.
Okay,
And,
I'm down
We
with
might
that.
not have any more data
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
Right.
yeah,
right.
No,
yeah,
No, I'm not gonna move ahead with phase 2 until I have authorization.
Yeah.
Right.
right.
exactly.
Obviously,
Right.
Justin's not gonna
Yeah.
authorize it until this board authorizes.
Yeah.
Right. And what I'm hearing Mark say is, can we wait 2 weeks to put it on an agenda so that everyone gets notified that we're having this conversation? And then we can make a decision on the authorization at that time.
But
I thought Justin said that we were out of time by April 1st. I thought that was a conversation
Well,
2 weeks ago.
And since he's not here, I don't
I don't
remember,
remember.
I don't remember it either, so I think.
We
that
might
we're-
have to extend
No, our contract for acquiring the parcel simply gives us permission to take a survey. It does not, it's not contingent on the survey. So we don't need to hold up on closing on that parcel. I mean, clearly $65,000 versus a $300,000 or $400,000 bridge, it's a no-brainer. So we're committed to buying the property. The question is, what do we do after we own it?
Right.
And that's sort of what we're trying to solve here.
And that should come back to you to authorize more spending out of the TIF.
Cool. Well, this seems like a very worthy phase one. Thank you for that.
All right.
That's,
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Yeah.
thank you.
Glad you're feeling better.
So am I.
That's for sure.
Don't wish that on anyone.
No.
All right, so but for the next meeting, if we can just remind Justin, put it as an agenda item, and then interested people can know that we're talking about it and can show up, and maybe we'll get some abutters.
We need from you, Ken, is who got the bid.
Who got the bid?
Somebody's supposed to be there.
It's bid, yeah.
So,
Bid on.
Check it.
Just give us the name.
Honestly, wasn't paying that much of attention to who the name was. I was,
Was still
bid
more,
number 3.
they need to check references for them.
Yeah, maybe they didn't get references. Let me,
I'm sure his,
thanks, Paul.
not sure his car was there when I went by, so,
Chuck,
yeah.
So,
I haven't received any texts from him. That's unfortunate. We have to wait.
Yeah, maybe he got the sickness of that, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys keep moving.
Okay, so next is the warrant for March 18th, 2026 for fiscal year 25-26.
So we have Blue Rock Earthworks for $2,316, material transport, CMP totaling $5,334.65. Combahee Watershed, this is the third assessment for fiscal year 26, $20,562.66. Dennis K. Burke for conventional gas, $1,613.22. Fabian Oil. There's 2 for Fabian Oil. One is $1,264.19 and then $1,364.42. Grimmel Industries for demo waste disposal, $1,348.24. La Rochelle Consulting for our downtown TIF administration, $1,350. Maine Equalization Consultants, our assessing services, $2,437.50. Maine Technology Group for IT services, $3,156.01. Mary Meeting Midcoast Title, the Burt Drive settlement, that is $20,494.75. New England Salt Company, $5,196.38. Northeast Emergency Apparatus for Engine 86 and services, $4,025.64. O'Connor Chevy Buick GMC Public Works Repairs, $1,089.80. RSU 2, $563,369.91. The state and local fiscal recovery, $7,805.22. Bureau of Motor Vehicles, $6,036.66. The Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, $6,741.77. Union Farm equipment for public works repairs, $1,140.21 for a warrant total of $664,109.03.
What Justin.
I got lucky. I got the RSU allotment for the month, so, you know.
I make a motion that we approve the fiscal year 25-26 warrant for March 18, 2026.
I'll second that.
So there's a motion by Ken, second by Chris to approve the warrant for this period. All those in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that, hearing nothing from Chuck about the Trails Committee proposal, so we'll have to schedule that for 2 weeks from now. Oh, wait, come on.
Take back your second.
Oh, he's waiting on references.
Okay.
Okay, so we haven't checked references yet. We'll see it in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yep.
so there's been a motion by Chris, second by
Yes.
Ken to adjourn. All those in favor?
Yes.
And carefully, Kayla.
That's what I thought. But the speed limit's gonna go up high, can we?
No.
Our share's probably gonna go up.
A little bit, not,
Harold didn't
not a
think
lot.
it was gonna be that bad.